Hello, everyone. My name is Jaume. I'm the Customer Success Manager for LP360 Europe, and today we will see how to process mdLiDAR1000UHR in LP360 Drone. The first step will be to import the data into LP360. For that, once we start the LP360, we will go to Import TrueView Microdrones or Guest Fly into a new project. Now we will select Create Archive and import flights into a new LP360 project. Now we will press Folder and we will search for our data. We'll press Next. Base Station Observables, we will select it. Our base station data. And now we will select the name of our flight. This is in our office in Siegen. And we will select the coordinate system. In this case, we are going to work in WGS 84, UTM Zone 32 North. We select where to save it, and we press Finish. Once the data is in LP360, the first step that we need to do is to process the trajectory. For that, we will go to the postpack wizard. Here we have different settings to process the trajectory. In this case, we are going to select single base. We will process on the cloud and we will use all the constellations. We press continue. Now we need to introduce our base station. Since we already chose our base station file during the importation step, we don't need to select it here. But what we can do here is to select the coordinates of the base station. In this case, we know the coordinates of the base station and we can select it. But if we don't know, we can always use Trimble center point RTX to compute the coordinates of the base station. In this case, we will select survey nail and we will select our base station in Siegen. We press continue. Here there is a summary of the processing and we press submit. After postpack cloud finish, we will get this notification where it says review postpack report. Now, when you press yes, you can see a report with different information regarding the quality of your trajectory. I strongly recommend to check this report every time postpack is run, but for this video, we will not go on details. Now we close this window and we will do the next step, that is to create the trajectories. For that, we will go to the top and select Create TrueView Trajectories. Here we will select the latest calibration file available, and we will only retain the photos within the fly lines. For the epoch, we will select the cycle date, since we are working in WGS 84, and we will press Create Trajectories. Now the trajectories has been created, and we have also updated the EXIF information from the photos. We will press OK. And now the next step is to create the colorized point cloud. For that, we will go to Geocode, LiDAR, and here we have different settings. The first one is clip angle. Clip angle is the angle of the LiDAR that we will process. In this case, from the nadir, we will go up to 45 degrees. For the mdLiDAR1000UHR, the recommended field of view is 90 degrees. This means that the clip angle we will set up in half of it, in this case 45. Later, we can select the range of the LiDAR. In this case, I selected that the LiDAR is going to be created for all the points that are within 10 meters from the drone up to 100 meters. We will enable true track. And finally, we select that we want to colorize the point cloud. After that, we press Geocode LiDAR. After geocoding finish, we have created the colorized point cloud. At this point, what we are going to do is to analyze the point cloud we generated. For that, what we are going to do is we will select the cross-section tool. We will do a cross-section in our point cloud, and we will see the results. Here, we can see the surface. In this case, we selected a flat surface, but we want to view the data by point source ID. Like this, we can see how the different strips blend with each other. I'm going to zoom into this area, and we can see that most of the strips, they blend quite good with each other. This means that the calibration of this payload is good, and we don't have many dynamic errors on the trajectory. Even though it's good, we want to improve it a little bit, since we can see that the purple strip is a little bit above the rest of the strips. To do that, we have a tool called Strip Align, and we are going to see how to use it. We close the cross section, and we go to this tool, Strip Align for Evo. We select the tool, we select the point cloud, create a new point cloud called Strip Align, and submit the job. This task will take around 2 minutes to be completed. After Strip Align finish, the job manager will pop up. We open the job manager and we see our task with Strip Align. We will select it and press post process. And now we have a new point cloud called SA or Strip Align. And now we can compare the point cloud from Strip Align to the point cloud from Geocoding before Strip Align. Here we select Strip Align, and we will do a cross section in the same area. And here we can see that now the different fly lines blend better with each other. This is the correction done by Strip Align. After finishing with the point cloud, we corrected it first with Strip Align. The next step that we are going to do is smoothing. With smoothing, what we are going to do is reduce the point cloud noise envelope. To do that, we will go to point cloud task. We will select smoothing, and we will select apply. And now we press process. We will press OK. After smoothing finish, we will compare the data before and after smoothing. For that, we will do a cross section. We will zoom in, and I will increase the size of the points. And here we have the point cloud with a smoothing. And here we have the point cloud without the smoothing. After finishing this step, the next step that we will see is we will do quality control. In this case, I loaded some of the GCPs that we have, and we will compare them to the point cloud. To do that, we will go to the control point section. Now, if we see the statistics that we got, we can see that we have an average error of 2.2 centimeters and RMSS of 2.8 centimeters. This is good enough for the type of project that we are showing. In this case, to create half-meter contour lines. Again, if we see that the error is stable in all the GCPs and we think that is a datum shift, we have a specific tool to shift the point cloud in the vertical axis to correct the shift. In this case, 2.2 centimeters is good for us and we will not correct it. And we press OK. Now, the next step that we are going to see is how to classify the point cloud. In this case, I'm going to show you the point cloud task that you should use that is called TrueView Ground. And this is the parameters that I'm going to use. To speed up this video, what I'm going to do is to load directly the classified point cloud. I just loaded the classified point cloud. We can see it in red color, the buildings, in orange color, the bare ground, and in gray color, the unclassified point cloud that here mainly is points on the ground and vegetation, some points on the ground. If we do a cross section, we can see here the building is in red color and the ground is in orange color. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is to extract the DTM. In this case, we are going to extract a digital terrain model that includes only the bare ground. In this case, the classified points in the ground. To do that, we will go to Export LiDAR Data. We will select Surface, Surface Points. We will uncheck everything and leave only ground selected. The pixel size, we will select it every 5 meters, half meter. We will select elevation and geodiff. We'll press next. Extend active LiDAR layer, next. After the DTM is generated, we are going to generate the contour lines. To do that, we will select Export LiDAR Data, Surface, and here we will select, instead of elevation, we will select contours. And in contours, we will select every 5 meters, the contour lines. We will select next, next, and we will call it contours. Contours 5 meters. And now we have generated the contour lines. And here we can see every contour lines every 1 meter. The last step will be how to generate an orthomosaic. If your flight has images, we can generate orthomosaic using orthomapping. In this case, you will be able to select if you want to process on the cloud or locally. And after a few minutes, you will get the orthomosaic. To speed up the video, I'm going to show you directly the final result. And now the last thing that we will do is to view the different point clouds and mapping the deliverables that we generated. The first one that we are going to see is the orthophoto. This is the orthomosaic that we generated. In this case, I use cloud to be able to generate it. The next deliverable that we created is the DTM for this area with a pixel size of half meter with the contour lines. After that, we generated 4 different types of point cloud for each of the process that we did it. The first one was the point cloud directly from Geocoding. This is the point cloud from Geocoding. This is the point cloud from Strip Align. This is the point cloud after smoothing. And finally, we have the classified point cloud, in this case, the background. Thank you very much for watching the video. For more questions, please visit LP360.com.